Alright, what is going on, guys? HC Jammers here, back with another off the top of my head, off the top of the dome, impromptu Mika guide. We're moving on to part 3 now. I've been receiving a lot of good responses for the first 2 parts, and a lot of people asked me questions. They said this has really helped me out. Heck, a couple of people said that those guides, those rough outlined guides, helped them get ready for Evo and helped them get better results than they expected. So, you know, that makes me happy inside. So I'm going to get a bit sentimental here and say thank you very much to all the supporters and all the viewers. But we're going to be moving on to part 3 today, which hopefully I can make this a lot shorter than I usually do. But hey, we're doing it off the top of the dome, so it may be an elongated video. I'm going to apologize in advance again if there's echoing in the background. It is my capture card. The screen's actually recording the screen. It's weird to explain, but it's going to echo the sound, so you may hear double echo. So I do apologize about that. I'm going to leave the links to part 1 and part 2 of the impromptu guide in the description below, as always. And if there's any other necessary video links, part of this video, I will leave them in there as well. Okay, so let's get on to what we're doing today. So I thought about this a lot, and this is the most important part, I feel, or one of the most important parts. It's paramount to knowing how to play Mika, or at least be successful or competent with the character in Street Fighter 5, and that is the art of guessing. Yes, you're gonna be a bit bewildered by that, a bit bemused, and like, what the hell is Jammers talking about saying the art of guessing? It's not an art, it's 50-50. It's heads or tails, it's up or down, it's left or right. I wanted to be fancy and call it perpetual guessing, but perpetual guessing doesn't make any sense really. But like I said, it's a 50-50 decision, and we're going to be going over these situations where it's going to be a common occurrence, and I want people to understand the basics of it. Now, Mika players that have been playing it for as long, or playing the character as long as I have, you'll know these situations already. So if you don't want to watch this video, feel free to turn it off now. If there's something that you've overlooked that maybe I know, or heck, even vice versa, you can let me know in the chat and go for it. But we're going to be talking about these 50-50 situations. So I'm going to put them on the screen right now, and some of you, like I said, some of them you have seen, some of you may have not, but we're going to be going over the stand light punch, the post blocked stand light punch situation, whether it's going to be a button or a grab. Very basic, very simple, but we'll still go over it. We're going to be going over the post blocked charged hard kick situation. Again, common occurrence, but a lot of people starting to react to that move now. So I've gone over this before, but heck, we're going to go over it again, and we're going to tailor it towards this video this time round. We're going to be going over the jump in situation as well, with jump hard punch, or maybe even jump light kick. It's what's going to come after that, a button or a grab. We're also going to be going over post regular brimstone situation, because again, that's a 50-50 as well. This is the art of the character. And finally, I've got it down here, we're going to go over the corner situation with forward hard punch, into crouch medium punch, the air reset, and then, you know, which side am I going to be on, left or right. Like I said, this is the list. Pretty basic, and a lot of you be like, but I know this already. But there's a lot of people that don't, and from what I've heard, there's a lot of people, a new influx of players came in after Evo, or watching Evo Street Fighter 5, and some of them have picked up this character and want to know some things. And I said I'm going to go through this guide anyway. So, right, let's go over to the stand light punch into the stand medium punch. Yes, okay, so I'm going to get Mika to do, I'm going to record her. So let's activate recording slot 1. That'll do the trick. Yeah, okay, so let's do this real quick. 1, 2. Alright, so we got that. And then, oh, let me get the other one as well, actually. Recording 2. And then we'll have, oops, that didn't work. There we go. Okay. Alright, there we go. So brimstone and stand medium punch. So this is the first one we're going to be covering. We're going to turn both of them on. So basically what you're going to expect, let me turn them off first. Playback settings, no, okay. So reset that. Okay, so basically what you're going to be expecting to see first is when Mika's up close to you, like this close in kissing distance, if you see the block stand light punch, which will now turn them on, so number 1, and number 2. Yep, that is it. So when you get them on, people tend to get hit by, or they'll block the jab, because stand jab from Mika is +2 on block, and that's really good because that turns her stand medium punch and her regular brimstone into 3-frame attacks, so they can beat out Jury's stand light punch, shall we say. So yeah, so as you can see, I'm getting counter hit right now. I'm getting brimstone, I'm getting counter hit, whatever. So that's the basic element to that guessing. So stand light punch, when people block this, they are a victim. And this is, ooh, okay, I got that wrong. Okay, I'm getting it wrong there, but because I probably mistimed it. But the whole point of it is, the first thing you must know is when the opponent blocks Mika, they are a victim to whatever comes next. You have to be frame perfect, not as bad as my recordings right now. But you definitely want to be aware of when you block the stand light punch, is it going to be stand medium punch into a combo, or is it going to be brimstone into a setup, which we will get onto brimstone later. Now, what I will do now, so hopefully that people got they got the gist of that. So I'm going to take off the first part, and we're going to go to the command grab option. Now, some people, they hold up. They do hold up, and this is in anticipation of the command grab, because they want to get that big damage. Now, this is a risk. Big risk. And look how much damage that was. That was 294, right? So, let's go for it again. Depending on the opponent's resources, they could do... Whoops. Yeah, okay, that was bad. Yeah. So, depending on the opponent's resources, they could really do an abundance of damage to Mika, and that could get her in a lot of trouble. But this is the part that you must remember. This is imperative to know, because anything that Mika does is a risk. Let me take this off, actually. Recording off. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, anything that Mika does is a risk. So when you get people to block a move, like I said, I'll keep reciting the same lines. Stand light punch is a basic and very good example. You could either do button, stand medium punch to combo follow-up, or brimstone into another setup. Both are very rewarding, but both become or have a huge risk, because stand medium punch is -2, so you lose your turn. You can't press on the advantage. It is now your opponent's turn. Brimstone, like I just showed you there, the opponent can jump it and get on with that, and depending on their resources, they can inflict an abundance of damage, like I said. So that covers the stand light punch situation. So I'll probably put up a little summary on the screen right now. So when you use stand light punch, it's going to be the 50-50 between button or grab. Both situations lead into damage and decent Oki for Mika, but both entail a huge risk. So please do remember that. Okay, so we've gone over stand light punch. I know there's a very vague and all over the place scenario, but hopefully people got the gist of it there. You'll probably see it in matches quite a bit when people like stand light punch them. What's going to happen? Is it going to be a button or grab? Etc, etc. So hopefully people understood that. Right, so we're going to move on to the post dropkick or post block dropkick situations, and I'm going to stick with Jury, but we'll be back momentarily because I actually need to change the recording and some other things as well. So guys, I will be back with you in a minute. Do not go anywhere. Alright guys, we're back. We'll stick with Jury as soon as I put up in this standing position. There we go. Yep, so we're back and we're going to be moving on to part 2 now. Hopefully I can keep this concise and succinct as possible. So we've gone over stand light punch, you know, the little guessing element behind that, and now we're going to be moving on to post blocked dropkick situation. So hopefully I can elaborate on this a little bit more than I have in the past, and this is a common thing that happens, but like I said, a lot more people are dealing with this situation, or Mika's opponents are dealing with this situation a lot better than they did 6 months to 12 months ago, which is very good, and it's very problematic for Mika players as well, because we always like to get a dropkick connection hit or block. But okay, so the things you must remember about the dropkick is it takes 30 frames to start up, and when it makes a connection, on block you're +2, on hit you are +4, so you can either combo or reset into grab, and I'm going to show you that right now. So let us turn on these recordings. I think recording 1 and 2 again. Okay, so I've got Mika to do. I'm gonna block the drop kick, and then we're gonna show you what happens. So let's see what happens. So Mika does a drop kick, and she brimstoned me there. So I've got that. That's one common situation we see that happens a lot. So let's watch it again. Yeah, brimstone, and then that'll lead into a setup. However, if this does the recording again, yeah, some people hold up. That's a commitment. That's a commitment on both ends. People must remember when Mika's going for these risks, you know, or what should I say, when the opponent goes for these risks, Mika's going for them as well. It's a 50-50 across the board. So if I guess wrong, I take big damage. If Mika guesses wrong, she takes big damage. So people must remember that part, and that's +2. The charge drop kicks +2, so therefore it makes the brimstone 3 frames. So now if we just leave recording slot 1 on, let's go back out of there. Now let's see what happens when I hold up. When I try to hold up, I get clipped. Oh, sorry, well, not like that. I done it way too early. I have to block the drop kick first. Yeah, when I hold up, I get clipped, and that's potential combo, and that leads into Oki for Mika. So that's the basic element to the drop kick. Blocking the drop kick. It's either going to be, again, button or grab, but this time I'm getting clipped by that button. Now I'm not sure if Jury can do it. I'm gonna actually, let me see if Jury can do it. Recording slot 1 on, off. All right. Okay, Jury can't do it, but what you must know is some characters can backdash safely after blocking a drop kick. So Cammy, Colleen, Ed, I think that's it. Maybe Chun-Li. I'm not too sure, but for the most part, the opponents don't want to be putting themselves in that situation. They want to be doing is they want to be reacting to the drop kick. So if I put this on and reset, so oops, my bad, not like that. They want to be reacting to the drop kick. So as you can see, I was waiting there, and I punished with a DP. Obviously, I'm in training mode, so I have a lot more time to. React to it. But this is what people should be doing. They should be learning to react to the drop kick. Because like I said, it starts up in 30 frames. When you block it, that's your own fault. You're in big trouble. You're in a perilous situation. And people have got to learn how to punish it accordingly. I do know, yeah, well, not crush counted. I do know, however, Jury can low profile the drop kick. So, there you go. Yeah, if I get this combo right. Well, this is absolutely sucking at the moment. There we go. So yeah, she can low profile the drop kick, get big damage. There you go. Well, not big damage, but mediocre damage, shall we say. So there's ways to circumvent Mika's drop kick. Whether you react to it beforehand, low profile it, or heck, you could even, you know, after the situation, let's put both of the recordings back on. Heck, after you block the drop kick, if you got an invincible reversal, well, when it comes out, you can do your invincible reversal. But again, that's a big risk, because if Mika blocks that, she gets a full-on crush counter punish. So you got to watch out for that. You definitely got to be careful of that. And that's gonna be, I guess that's gonna be it for the drop kick situation. So each character has a way of dealing with Mika's drop kicks, whether it's blocking it or reacting to it or low profiling it, so on and so forth. Again, I'll probably just highlight on the screen what we've gone over. Again, this was a short one as well, because these are situations people should be very common with right now, just like the stand light punch situation, and I probably haven't articulated things 100% well enough, so I do apologize if people don't understand, but do let me know in the comments if there's something you don't understand. But yeah, charge drop kick, find ways to deal with it. Again, the simple 50-50 of button or grab. You can avoid it. You can try to escape, but it's very dangerous. It's a risk on Mika's end as well as it is on the opponent's end. So yeah, that's going to be that for the post blocked dropkick situation. Now we're going to move on to jumping. Now this is going to be jumping with Mika, so I'm going to swap the characters around. So give me a minute, guys. Let me swap the characters. I'll keep the stage as well. So yeah, don't go anywhere. I'll be back to you shortly. Alright guys, we are back and we're going to be moving on to the third section of this video, shall I say, which is going to be talking about, just teabag for a bit. Don't know why. Knuckle, do watch me. Yeah, so we're going to move on to the third part of this video, which is going to be talking about the jumping 50-50 situations. Hopefully people are starting to see a pattern here as to what's going on with what I'm trying to illustrate and articulate, as well as what you're seeing on screen and what you're listening to, right? It's like, okay, so this character's a guessing character and it's just button or grab. It's really simple, right? Well, I hope so. But it's not as simple as it is, and I will mention something probably in the next section. I should have mentioned it before, or probably mention it near the end of the video. We will squeeze it in. Okay, so we're going to be going on to the jump in situations. So as you know, let me take this off actually. Recording slot 2, let's turn that off. There we go. Okay, so as you know, Mika has strong jumping attacks. Jump hard kick, that's got great range. We've got jump hard punch. We all love this button. Everybody and their mothers love this button. And we've got jump light kick. This is a cross up, and it's actually very good, and it's plus some block when you actually connect this or make it connect with the opponent. So you know, I could do jump light kick into pressure, or I could do jump light kick into grab. As you can see, that's the 50-50 element. So what we're going to be doing here is, again, it's a jumping attack, so you're exposing yourself to the opponent and you can get free damage. But what people have to remember with the jump-ins is Mika players have to learn. One of the things I like to note down when I'm studying matchups is what angle to jump in at. What's the right range or angle to jump in so my opponent can't get a comfortable anti-air and they'd have to deal with, say, the cross-up jump light kick. Because when we do that, you know, like I said, we get the pressure. We get the brimstone. You know what I'm saying? So it's a 50-50 there. Again, the button and grab. But if I turn this on, yeah, recording slot 2. If I turn that on and go for a grab, Ibuki can jump. So again, it's a commitment. I'm committing to something after I do this. So when she tries to jump, confirm into Peach. You know? They're taking damage. And again, it goes back to whatever I do, whatever risk I take, if it pays off, the reward, not so much immense, but it's very good. And people have to be very attentive to that. Be observant to how the character plays. Like I said, Mika is a true 50-50 character. Every situation she puts you in, it forces a guess. It forces, she takes a risk on her end, and it forces a guess, hopefully a blunder on the opponent's end as well. I will talk about this now, right? So if you wanted to go for a jump light kick and a grab, as you can see, Ibuki is jumping. So she'll always avoid that grab. The brimstone will whiff. Maybe not there, but you're probably in your head thinking, I want to grab, but my opponent keeps jumping. So what do? You switch up the antics. Go for the confirm into Peach. You know what to do. Yeah, go into the confirm into Peach. Get the knockdown, get the damage. And what you're doing is one of the things about playing grapplers, the grappler archetype in fighting games in general, is you want to mentally condition them. Extreme conditioning. Well, not extreme conditioning, but shout out to Call of Duty perks, by the way. You want to do that mental conditioning where you turn a 50-50 into kind of like a 60-40 advantage in your favor. Because what you're doing is you're conditioning the opponent to stay still. And it's like, oh, I don't want to take that combo damage. Okay, it did 121 damage, but I don't want to take this combo damage. So then, when in your head, when you got them to sit still, sometimes people won't be conditioned. There's a lot of players that can't be conditioned. But if you do condition the opponent, that's when the grab comes out. And this is what you really want. You want to play for a brimstone. Not so much a brimstone, but you want to play for the grab, because that's what we love with Mika players. We like grabs. And Mika does good damage anyway. She has a decent damage output anyway. So one thing you have to remember as well, I will mention it at the end of the video when we're summarizing things, is the art of conditioning as well. That is part of, you know, getting the guessing to go into your favor. But like I said, at the end of the day, it is a 50-50. Heck, even if, let me turn this back on, even if you do the jump light kick and Ibuki tries to jump, if you go for forward fist, you'll catch them jumping and you can follow up. See, that has to be 1 bar, of course, but, well, not 1 bar, but you get the idea. You can get damage either way, but again, that's another strong and prevalent situation for Mika. And this is something that people have to be attentive towards. They have to know it. But yeah, that's going to cover the jump-in side of things. Again, these last 3 topics, or should I say these last 3 categories, you know, the stand light punch, the blocked charge drop kick, and even the jump-in attacks, they've all been relatively short because the mind game, or should I say the mindset behind these is pretty simple. And hopefully, like I said at the start of this section, you guys are seeing this pattern, this kind of paradigm, if you will. And hopefully you can implement this into your gameplay. It's just understanding the when and the where to do it and how to definitely make your opponent scared, because your opponents are going to be naturally scared of this character anyway. So yeah, let's put up some summaries on the screen right now. So you know we got the strong prevalent attacks, you know, jumping hard punch, jumping light kick, and what you want to do is again the mix up between a button or a grab. And if you want to play for the grab or have some succession with whatever one you want to land, whether it's a combo or the grab, you want to kind of condition the opponent into doing one thing so you can strike them with the other, if that makes sense. Again, this is across the board for Mika in general. Remember, you play with that fear factor. You're the one with the threatening and frightening character, unless it's Zangief. Then that's not the case. But yeah, hopefully you guys get the idea. And now we're going to be moving on to, I'd say this one's going to be a little bit longer, but this is going to be one of my favorite situations in the game. And we're going to be moving on to post regular brimstone situations. So guys, do not go anywhere. I'm going to change the characters and let's move on to the next section. Alright guys, we are back. We're going to be moving on to the 4th section of this video. Don't know why I jumped, but whatever. My bad, I was leaning on my stick. Yeah, we're going to be moving on to the 4th section of this video. So post brimstone, the regular version, the guessing situation there, or how the situation works. Because I still categorize it as a 50-50 for both me or Mika players and the opponent. And I picked Necalli, the hybrid of Street Fighter 5, because I think he's the perfect example for this. And my phone's going up. That really needs to stop happening. I should move it away. But yeah, so first off, let's talk about Brimstone. Regular Brimstone starts up in 5 frames. The damage got toned down from Season 1, all versions. The damage ranges from 120 to 140. Yeah, so I've done all 3 there. You don't have to be paying attention to the damage counter. We've already gone over the EX Brimstone, so we don't have to do that in this one. But we're going to be focusing on the regular one. So when you do the regular Brimstone, it generates 20 knockdown frames. So what that means is you have 20 frames to kill until the opponent gets up and can do something. I believe that's right. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I don't want to be giving out erroneous information. But so that generates 20 knockdown frames, and Mika's forward dash, so this dash right here, that generates 18, or not generates, that's 18 frames in general. So what that means is after the dash, I'm +2. That's my frame advantage. So that means what I can do after Brimstone is I can do Brimstone into a meaty Brimstone. I probably showed this before in the past. I can do Brimstone into regular throw, and that will connect meaty. So those are 2 throw options. Or I can do Brimstone into meaty stand medium punch, so on and so forth. So let's get Necalli to recording slot 1. Yes, that's it. Okay, so let's get Necalli to wake up jab, and then we'll see what happens. So Brimstone into another Brimstone. And again, we've got Brimstone into the meaty throw. Or we've got Brimstone into well, okay, let's do it again. Brimstone into stand medium, stand fierce, and then heavy shooting peach. So there's 3 options you can do there, but you have to remember, right? So here's where the guessing comes in, or here's how I view this situation. When I land the Brimstone, I'm thinking about 4 to 5 different things when I'm dashing forward. So in this time, if you're not a quick thinker, it's going to be really hard for you, and it'll take a while to understand how this goes. But there's like 4 or 5 things, different things happening, you know, because you got to consider Necalli's wake up options. What are they? What if he does delayed wake up? What if he doesn't? You know, what if he does an invincible reversal? There's so many things to think about, and this is what I'm thinking about during the dash. And when I go for this brimstone, when it works, when I land that brimstone and go for a second one, well, it's not working right now. I don't know why, but brimstone. There we go. There, that meaty brimstone, right? So the risk was going for the second command grab. The reward was, look where we are. We're in the corner now. This is where Mika wants to put the opponents. So the risk-reward factor was heavily in my favor. Why? Because I guessed right, 50-50. But that's if Necalli does wake up jab. Now, another thing you got to consider, if I've got this correct, let's turn that on. Yes, Necalli's invincible reversal. So if I go for brimstone and go for any of these options, I get beaten. But that's one thing you got to consider. But remember, that was a risk on my end, as well as that was a risk on Necalli's end, because that's an invincible DP. That's an invincible reversal. But then look, Necalli is risking to stop my offense. But then I can just go like that. 314 damage, all because he took the risk of stopping my pressure. But then before that situation, you saw me take the risk of trying to apply and continue my strong pressure. You see this mindset, this 50-50, or is it going to be button or grab from me, or is it going to be block, or even jump, or even DP from Necalli? Oh, that's all over the place there, but the basic element is the 50-50. Heck, Necalli could even do, let me tell you something, right? I think it's this one. Is this the, yes, that's the light DP version. So the reason I picked Necalli is because he's got a throw invincible DP. His light version, his light raging light, and that's what the DP is called. It starts up in 3 frames, and it's throw invincible. So when you're going for this brimstone, and you want to make a commitment to a guess, oh, okay, it probably doesn't wake up. Oh, don't tell me the glitch is here. Oh, do I have to change characters and show this? I don't really want to. Okay, but basically, let's see if I can show it from a different situation. Let's take the wake up off. Actually, no. I know what I can do. Let's turn that back on. And I'm going to set them to normal recovery. Yes, it is. I'm going to do it with a sweep. But let's just imagine it's brimstone, because there's some sort of glitch in the game where I can't do the setup off of brimstone, which is really annoying. So Capcom, can you please fix that? Right. So light raging light's going to come out. Right. So that's throw invincible. And what that means is it's invulnerable to throws. It's invincible to throws. So if I tried to go for a meaty grab or some sort in a situation, that means that would blow through it. However, if I go for a button, when I time the button correctly, then it gets blown up. It does get blown up. Now, that light raging light, Necalli can use that. He could potentially use that after or taking a brimstone mid-screen or in the corner from Mika. Yes, it's a risk. Yes, he'll get crush countered because it has some sort of invincibility, but it gets Mika off him, and it eliminates 2 of Mika's strong options, regular throw and command throw. So you have to be wary of when you're going for these risks. Oh, let me take this off, because actually now I can do it. When you're taking these risks of going for the brimstone, you know, doing the whole button grab situation, you gotta be wary of what the opponent can do. So I'll probably put this on the screen now, just to make it easier for people. So when you land the brimstone and you dash up, because remember, you have your frame advantage is +2, if I remember correctly. Here's the things that you probably want to think about. This is just a rough guideline. So you want to think about what are my opponent's wake up options? What are my offensive options? What are we going for? We just already went through that. Meaty buttons, meaty grabs, etc, etc. What if the opponent neutral jumps? What if the opponent backdashes? You know, those are the sort of things you want to look at. So that's like 5 different. Yeah, that's like 4 different things there. And that's the things that I'm thinking about when my when I land a brimstone, I'm dashing up to my opponent. You got to think about these 4 things simultaneously when you're dashing forward. And again, the risk reward, it's good because, as again, like I said, command grab, and then if we get another one, we're in the corner. 2 command grabs can put us in the corner. Well, hopefully, it depends on where you are, but they do generate a lot of screen carry, or decent screen carry anyway. You know, if I put the opponent to crouch, you know, you could land a brimstone, and if you go for a regular throw, then you get, oh, I swear, I suck at this. You get brimstone, then you get the meaty throw, and you can go for another setup, because it's the crouching throw, and that's where Mika gets, or gets frame advantage from that situation there. So yeah, there's a lot of things to consider. And again, it's the whole grab into button, or grab again, pick your poison, take your pick, whatever. And remember, the opponent can escape these mid-screen. Yeah, that was all mid-screen. Mid-screen, the opponent can do neutral jump and backdash. In the corner, let me put them in the corner as well, actually. In the corner, they can do this as well, but since this is the corner and it's a 2D fighting game, what people have to remember is with 2D fighting games, when your opponent's in the corner, they're more likely to make a lot more mistakes because there's nowhere to escape to unless they have to jump forward. And this is where you can force the opponent to blunder quite a bit. So, you know, land the brimstone in here, and then you can go for the meaty setups, and then the whole 50-50 scenarios and whatever. So you can definitely force things over, or over them, and assert your dominance, especially in the corner with the brimstone. This is why I love the regular brimstone, and this is why I try to implement it in my game quite a bit, because it plays a very big part in Mika's offensive game plan. So yeah, that's going to be... I hope I've covered everything in that. I know this was a bit of an elongated topic, and I probably went on a tangent that made no sense. So I do apologize if I have, and it's been a bunch of waffle in your ears, but hey, this is what I do. So yeah, just to summarize what we've gone over today, or not today, sorry, in this section here, is, you know, landing the brimstone. What are we thinking about while the forward dash animation is happening? What are your options as opposed to your opponent's options? Those are the main things that you want to know. And yeah, you want to get practicing about that, and definitely consider what your opponent's options are, because there are a lot of throw invincible moves in this game that are slept on, and not enough people are using them, especially against the grapplers, because of the risk that they entail. But then I say to people, if you're not going to take a risk, then you're not really playing SF5 to its maximum potential. But hey, that's me. So yeah, that's going to cover the brimstone section, and now we're going to move on to the last one of this video here, which is going to be forward hard punch into crouch medium punch, the air reset, the whole 50-50 thing in the corner. There's a lot more things I could talk about, which I'll probably say at the end of the video, but I've kind of slimmed it down to these 5 things here. So guys, let me change characters again, and we will move on to the final section of this video, so don't go nowhere. Alright guys, we are back, and I need to stop leaning on my stick. Okay, we are all good to go. Alright, so we're back, and we're gonna be here with the 5th and final section of this video. You know, it's been a little bit of guessing, a little bit of here and there, but you know, this is the whole basic 50-50 scenario, or just the play style of Rainbow Mika, the 7-colored bomber as a whole. You know, if you stuck throughout this video to this point, you're a trooper and you definitely want to learn something. I probably said that before, deja vu all over again. But yeah, we're going to move on to the final section, which is the corner 50-50 situation with Rainbow Mika. Forward hard punch into the crouch medium punch air reset. Now, this is a true 50-50. This is a guaranteed 50-50. And what I mean by that is, it's a situation where it's almost, if not absolutely difficult for the opponent to escape from, because what happens is the situation is favorable for Mika either way, whatever happens. Obviously, this is excluding people that have invincible reversals, or heck, if they want to spend their critical art. So yeah, let's get onto it. So first off, I just want to clear something up, because a lot of people might not know how this works. So let's do forward hard punch into crouch medium punch. So that's what we're going to be looking at. Forward hard punch into crouch medium punch. Now, when you see this is the 50-50. So I walked under there. So let's go over it again. So forward hard punch, crouch, or crouch medium punch, and then 50-50. Now what I'm doing to get under that onto that side is I'm doing a micro walk. I'm slightly walking under the opponent and then comboing. That's what happens. That's one part of the 50-50. But now that we're into, you know, a little bit of time into Street Fighter V's lifespan, everybody knows how that works, and everybody knows that Mika can go behind the opponent. But then the 50-50 is, do I stay in front and do the same thing? You know, that's it. And this is what I mean by true 50-50. Because it's an air reset, the opponent has to guess which side I'm going to be on, left or right. There's no up and down. It's left or right. And as you can see, like I said before, again, look, forward hard punch, crouch medium. They're landing. They're going to be landing into my button. Now remember, stand medium punch is -2 on block. So if you block correctly, you can stop Mika's offense. And if the Mika that's doing this 50-50, if their medium punch is blocked, look, we're trapped in the corner. So therefore, now we're in trouble. That's what a lot of people need to remember. This is a risk. This is a reward. This is a big gamble for Mika. So people have to understand and recognize. They better recognize that situation, because this can put Mika in a perilous situation. Obviously, this is a Mika mirror, but you definitely got under that situation. So yeah, forward hard punch, crouch medium, micro walk to walk under, or forward hard punch, crouch medium, stay in front, so on and so forth. I get big damage either way, but it's a 50-50. Now, I should have picked a character with invincible reversal to show you this, but either way, it's beneficial to me. And what you're mostly going to see it from is, let me turn on stun on next attack. Yeah, okay. So, right, brimstone. So you see it here, post stun, and then 1, 2, oh, well, that was bad. So you get the stun. Then, you know, the opponent gets up, 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. Obviously, the stun is going to do it again, but you get the idea. So when you stun them, you're definitely going to see it from that situation here. No stun. So then the jump hard punch, forward hard punch, whatever, and then 50-50s, yawn, 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 so on and so forth. The typical Mika round, as we like to say it in tournaments that we watch nowadays. But that's one way you can see it. If the opponent does this, I cannot walk under you. If they do stand medium punch, forward medium punch, forward fierce, crouch medium, I cannot walk under you. That can only be, that is another basic scenario, but I'll talk about it in this section here. That situation there, I can only stay in front. I cannot walk under you, because forward hard punch doesn't leave the opponent high enough, because when you do forward medium punch, the opponent is actually airborne in this situation. So again, forward medium punch, forward fierce, whatever. So that's if a button happens, you can get the combo. This is if a grab happens. So yeah, that's a basic 50-50 scenario. Hopefully that covers everything. So when you combo into it from a stand medium punch basic combo, you cannot get the 50-50. However, if you do it from like a jump in, there we go. Because the forward hard punch leaves them high enough. If they're already grounded, forward hard punch launches them pretty far up in the air. So you get that 50-50 situation. So that's a guaranteed. That's a true 50-50 for Mika. Like I said, the characters with invincible reversals, or heck, even critical arts can auto-correct. You better try that out yourselves, because it's definitely a thing, and not a lot of people want to take that risk. They want to just block. Also, if the opponents do know how the true 50-50 works, heck, guess what? That's where you implement a grab. There you go. That's when you make it like 75-25, you know? I'm telling you, if you like to play any games that involve gambling, Mika might be the character for you, because she's fun to play, and the risk that entails is big. Like I said, I reiterate the same stuff, but the reward is so gratifying. It's satisfying as well. And remember, this character was a lot better in Season 1. In Season 2, I'm definitely finding a universal game plan and a way to play her, and I'm comfortable with it right now. I still need to improve as a player, but I'm still finding things here and there. So hopefully, we've gone over a lot of things that makes sense to people, because in my head it makes sense, because I know what I want to do, but how I'm articulating this and how you guys are listening and perceiving this, it may be completely different, and you might not understand anything that you just watched in this video. But for this section here, we went over the forward hard punch into crouch medium punch, corner 50-50. So just gonna put up some random summary stats on the screen right now. So it's a true 50-50 situation in the corner. It's guaranteed to get Mika some sort of connection, whether it's a grab or a button. If I do forward hard punch alone, or if I do forward hard punch on a grounded opponent, it will launch them higher than if I done it off a follow-up from forward medium punch. That is something to definitely remember, because a lot of people don't know the situation. I have to micro walk as well if I'm doing it on the opponent, a grounded opponent, for the 50-50. And invincible DPs and critical arts can autocorrect if the opponent wants to commit to that decision. If I block, however, they are in trouble. This is Street Fighter 5 in a nutshell. I'm probably going to say Mika is the epitome of how Street Fighter 5's risk reward works, because she's very good at doing it. Well, Laura as well, and Zangief. Heck, yeah, all the grapplers. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Yeah, hopefully I've covered everything. I'm just going to put the computer mid-screen. So I'm gonna go over this real quickly just to try and redeem myself, because in my head I don't think I've made entirely a bunch of sense, but hopefully we can get it over here, and it will make sense to a lot of people when they can just go into trainer mode and integrate this all into their gameplay. So we went over the stand light punch situation. So stand light punch to stand medium punch. It's either when they block. Now let me set the computer to first attack only. So when they block that stand light punch, that's +2 on block. So it's either button to combo, or it's going to be into a grab. That is one of the 50-50s. Yes, the opponent can escape it, but it's the risk on their end. Again, what I referred to before back in this video, mental conditioning. Get them, do one thing to find out what they like to do. They like to jump, the button will definitely click them. And then you get the combo into the Oki. If they like to block, then the brimstone will get them. When they get up, you brimstone them again. That's a risk. We entail that risk. We take that risk. We get that reward, that satisfaction. That sounded so cheesy. Also, we went over the dropkick situation. When they block the dropkick, what's it going to be? Combo into shooting peach? Or is it going to be block dropkick into brimstone? The basics. Hopefully we're seeing this pattern here. The button into the grab. What else did we go over? The jumping. Shouts to the Jumping podcast. It's done by Logan Sama, Femi, and Kim1234. But yeah, you know, the jumping. Is it gonna be a combo? Hit confirm combo? When I get it right. Hit confirm combo, or is it gonna be jump light kick brimstone? Are we seeing this pattern here, folks? Hopefully people are getting it. Hopefully people are snapping their fingers right. I get the philosophy behind this character. So that's what you're meant to do. Maybe I was playing the character the wrong way. Maybe not. Heck, watch some matches. Watch how Fudo plays Mika as opposed to Knuckle-Doo, as opposed to Luffy, as opposed to Marn. You know, everybody plays this character differently, but the universal basis, the universal game plan is there. I'll tell you, Fudo's very good at utilizing Mika's buttons in a way that no other Mika does. Luffy and Knuckle-Doo, however, they definitely are to implement these grabs and get you guessing every situation. Also, we went over the brimstone. The risk it entails, the reward we get. Well, not that button, but we went over the risk and we went over the reward. Hopefully. So you get that situation as well. Remember, this is how Mika's supposed to be played. In my eyes, anyway. You don't have to agree with my opinion. You can go against it. You can dislike this video. You can flag it. You can report it to YouTube. I could not care. But hopefully the masses do understand this. And of course, we went over the forward hard punch when it's not blocked. Went over the forward hard punch into crouch medium punch, so on and so forth. So yeah, hopefully you guys get that. But yeah, just to wrap up this video and close it out. I'm a quick thinker. I know people are going on, what's this guy talking about? Don't want to get all philosophical on you guys, but I'm a quick thinker, or I like to do quick thinking in general, and Mika kind of fits that, and she fits my aggressive playstyle in general. I'm a guy that likes mix-ups and Oki, and Mika kind of represents that, embodies that for me. And like I was saying before, in these situations, you're constantly thinking about certain things as the opponent gets up, as you dash forward, when you go for that jumping, when you go for that grab. There's things you got to be thinking about simultaneously, consecutively, whatever, whenever. But if you're a slow thinker, this will take a while. You probably want to play another character to probably get to grips with SF5 or understand the meta behind the game or certain character archetypes in general. But if you're already playing Mika right now and you understand, or you have a strong understanding how you want to play the character, hopefully this video helps iron out the philosophy, or my philosophy behind the character, and how I feel the character should be played in my perception. Anyway, so yeah, that's gonna be it from your boy HC Jammers. Hopefully, this tangent, this waffling, made some sort of sense. Thank you again for all the support with these videos. I'm looking to do a part 4 and part 5 maybe. I don't want to make this an elongated series. Remember, this is just tailored towards people that play Mika already. Now, there have been a few people that asked me to do simplicity guides, you know, very basic things. What do I do with Mika? What the basic combos, so on and so forth. I've done videos in the past about that stuff, but I guess people want to hear my voice over this sort of thing and get the jammers insight, or maybe a top level player insight here and there. But we'll see about that. Can't make any promises because I've had more time to do these sort of videos, which is why I'm doing them, and I have a better understanding of Mika again, hence why I'm doing these videos for you guys, and they seem to be helping out a lot. Remember, I don't know if I said this before, but I just wanted to be an option for people to go to when they wanted to learn this character. I don't want to be the guy. I just wanted to be an option because there's tons of, you know, information stored on the internet. Look, the internet's a vast encyclopedia that you can search. I'm pretty sure if you search hard enough, you'll find the information needed. It's just doing your research, shall I say. Yeah, that's gonna be it. You can check out the description below. You can follow me on Twitter at HCJammers, or you can check out my Twitch. I haven't streamed on there. I seldom stream, but when I do, I'm pretty sure the notification will tell you. Like I said, the previous YouTube guides, the previous impromptu guide parts, the YouTube links will be in the description, as well as any necessary video links will be in there as well. The next part might be a while because I need to obviously think about what I want to do, because like I said, I'm just writing down a bunch of things to talk about based on a topic and then just freestyling off the top of my head, hence why they're called impromptu guides. If I've said any erroneous information, let me know, and we can obviously put that in the description. Obviously people will let me know anyway, but yeah, thank you once again, and HC Jammers, we'll see you next video. So take it easy guys, and enjoy the rest of your day. Alright guys, this is just a quick segment here. Watch the video back, it's fully edited, so you're going to be hearing this at the end of the impromptu guide part 3 to Rainbow Mika. And just a few things just to wrap it up real quick, because I don't want to make this long. Remember, every situation we covered today, they are 50-50s. It is the last situation that is a true 50-50 as we went through. Remember, you have to take a risk as well as the opponent taking a risk to escape. So that's kind of how Street Fighter 5 is wrapped up in a nutshell, and that's what Mika's kind of universal game plan is all about, forcing or putting her opponents in a 50-50 situation. You have to remember your offensive options as opposed to the defensive options. You know, whether it's an invincible reversal or critical art, or is it a backdash or a neutral jump. Whenever you're training with the character, remember to take those into consideration, as well as maybe their 3-frame or 4-frame button. Yeah, that's gonna cover that as well. Remember the mental conditioning thing with the grappler archetype in general. Get them to condition the opponent to do one thing so you can land the other thing as well. It may sound like I'm reciting the same lines, but I feel I didn't articulate that properly. But yes, hopefully this guide helps out, and I will see you guys next video. So take care guys, and enjoy the rest of your day.